My majors are history and legal studies with a paralegal certificate.
I'm a finance and international business double major with a minor in German.
I am a graduating senior, class 2017, and I'm a finance major.
I'm a double major in elementary education and psychology, and I'm a junior.
I'm a first year, and I'm a biology major.
I'm a senior, and my major is digital media arts.
I'm a criminal justice major with minors in psychology and sociology.
One professor in particular comes to mind, a professor in the legal studies department, who really made an effort to assess the details of the material and really explain the why and the inner workings of the concepts rather than just laying them out there and taking them as gospel truth.
Definitely there was one class, or actually two classes with the same professor that I took in finance. The professor just makes it so much fun, even though the class is kind of challenging for myself at least. The professor makes it easy and enjoyable and actually makes me want to come to class.
I was able to take a sociology and religion course last semester, J-term. I really enjoyed that just because it provided me with information that I really wanted to know about. I went into the class wanting to learn more about religion, specifically my faith, as well as other faiths here in the U.S.
I would say one of the first classes I took here at Hamlin, at Psych, has been a class that I got a lot out of, just with the professor who taught it. She really inspired me to go into teaching, and just the way she promotes relational trust between her and her students it's a really cool thing to experience.
I took a media class, and it was focusing on how the media portrays environmental issues, and that really opened my eyes to a lot of different problems that we're having in this world.
I would say probably classes within my DMA major. I think I've learned sort of how to apply the technical skill sets that I've learned over the last couple of years to more of the conceptual and artistic theories and concepts that we learn.
Yeah, I finished a class yesterday that I really enjoyed. The professor makes sure to, while he's lecturing, he doesn't just lecture at you. He tries to make it more of a conversation. He asks questions.
It takes the material and it lays it out, and it starts with the big concepts and then it breaks those down into smaller concepts and takes each one individually to really talk about that and establish every element before moving on to the things that build off of that.
You can always ask them questions, and they're really helpful with not only the finance part and the school part, but also anything else.
And you could tell, even when we would ask questions that were really far out there in terms of maybe not exactly covered within the scope, because this is in the field that they consistently work in, they were able to answer those sorts of questions. Or find real world examples to tie into the class as well too.
I liked that it was very flexible. We didn't have tests in that class. You had the option of doing a test or doing kind of more a written hands-on project, and I think that's really beneficial for people who don't learn exactly in a test-taking manner.
My professor would send out a lot of emails about different articles we should read, which is something that I would never have found on my own necessarily because I wasn't looking for it. So being provided with those additional resources really helped.
And methodology, I think that I have responded to really well within the DMA program would be group critiques. They're an opportunity to see other perspectives, to take constructive criticism, to learn how to apply that, and then when to kind of discard. Learning the balance of where another person's idea would mesh with your concept, and then where it kind of diverges from it, and sort of finding that balance.
I really appreciate that the professor definitely cared about us all individually. Yesterday was our last class, so he took time to ask each of us what our plans were for the summer. The class was pretty small, so he had more opportunity to talk to all of us, but it was still nice to see his individual focus and how much he cares about all of us and seeing us succeed, even if we don't end up in his topic of studies.
So I don't think I've missed any classes with this professor throughout 2 semesters because it's just so enjoyable and fun to come to.
I think what I've taken away is that typically I perform better in classes I'm more engaged in classes with content that I really care about. I think specifically when teachers are able to find like different viewpoints that aren't typically presented.
I basically learned how to dig deeper behind just the news story to look at the actual issue.
I've learned a lot about taking critique and being easy on myself, but also challenging myself.
I could see the big picture of the information that he was telling us, and I could see how everything interconnected, even though some of them weren't necessarily related.